welcome back to the Channel. A Great Day. Well, today we've got a lot on the agenda because I have some really big news I got to share with all of you. It's about the C8 Corvette. Now, you haven't seen it in a while here in the channel because we've been doing so much traveling lately, going to Shift Sector, going to Laguna Seca, right, with the McLaren, and shoot. I have really big news to share with all of you. I think it's time for the C8 to have a complete transformation because we're gonna be moving up to something even crazier. But here we are though at Elite Finish here in San Diego, California. These guys are the pros when it comes to auto detailing and also PPF. What are you doing over there, Wes?
Bro, like seriously? You must have been to Chuckwalla. Look at the inside of these wheels. There's like tar everywhere.
That was such a bummer. Yeah, it was a brand new paved Chuckwalla, and then you can see
obviously tire mark
all over the place, all the brake dust. Yeah. But you can see too all the rubber marks all over the car. You sure you can handle this? This is pretty crazy. This is what the track does to the car.
Are you sure I can handle this? Come on now.
Oh my gosh! But as you can see, overall though, like the paint itself, it's really good. It's really been, the car itself for me has been bulletproof after all this time, and it does have you know some rubber here and there and really dirty wheels, but in general I've been super impressed with it, and the red is still just, it pops every single time you look at. Oh my gosh, what happened there?
Oh, I don't know how to clean that though.
Because as you know, there's going to be even crazier cars down the pipeline that have something to do with this. I would definitely want to get queued up for that because I love tracking so much. You got to join me sometime.
I know.
Man. You haven't joined me yet.
I know. I need to get out there. I gotta get out. I gotta get out. I know.
Wes right here loves going to Shift Sector or just playing down the half mile with your car. It's got so much horsepower, right? Like 1,200, he said.
Yeah, 1,100 of the wheels.
But imagine that corner to corner. That'd be a thrill, dude.
Yeah.
What's the game plan, do you think? So just looking over it, as you can see, it's got bug marks here and there.
Yeah, so everything is honestly in really good shape. We're just really going to enhance. So all the rubber marks, we're going to get those removed from the vehicle. So we're going to go through a thorough wash. We're going to use a synthetic clay disc to decontaminate the surface, and then we'll use Tarex to get rid of all the rubber marks. Then we're going to get into some machine polishing. Really, that's just for the fun of it, just to make it really pop, give this paint some extra life that it didn't even have from the get-go. We're going to enhance the beauty of the car, go through, just clean up the interior. The wheels, man.
Oh, you gotta stop making fun of me.
So much brake dust and so much tar buildup in there. So we're gonna pull those off and do a really just deep cleaning.
In general, you're saying there still is hope to transform a car if you tracked it so much, or if you buy a car used and you want to get it completely just revitalized. You can transform it. Right?
Absolutely.
Yeah,
we often take cars that are pretty well used and make them look better than brand new cars. All right, so we got a lot to do, so why don't we get this pulled in and we'll get going.
Alrighty then, man. Here's the key.
All right, now I'm gonna go race it actually.
Alrighty, so he's pulling it in. Here we go, let's head inside, and right away though, we've got, I believe, a Z06 right in front of me. This one finished in the same exact color as mine, that being Torch Red. And I'm seeing it in person. I mean, the C7 versus the C8, it's such a huge difference. I mean, we gotta think about it. They moved the engine from right here, basically all the way behind where you sit. And by doing that, they also shifted where you sit towards the front of the vehicle. It completely feels like something totally different. But again, it's got these very strange traits because it also does feel like a Corvette. It's been a beast. I mean, that must be the most bulletproof C8 Corvette in the world because after all it's been through, it's been perfect. It's really wide, isn't it, Kevin?
Very wide.
So what are you using right there, Wes?
We are using our waterless wash mist.
So you can use that and not even wash the car with actual water?
Yep. That's how we clean every single car that comes in. Remember the bird bombs that were here?
Oh yeah. Right off. Oh my god.
Right off. First little pass, basically, I'm just getting the loose dirt. I'm not worried about getting the bugs and all that. I'm just picking up all this dirt. Love that Ferrari red.
Thank you, man. Yeah, Wes, you gotta get your own C8, man. Possibly what's gonna come out pretty soon, maybe in the future.
I think that I think GM might be in my future.
Okay. That's an interesting thing coming from a Mustang Shelby owner like yourself.
And multiple Fords over in my lifetime. Currently have 2 old ones out there.
And you're considering a Chevy.
So it actually won't be my first GM product. I'm not sure that I want this on camera, but I actually have owned a Chevy Malibu.
Oh, okay. I gotcha. I gotcha. Making a huge difference. You're doing all this without a hose, right? This is all from the wash mist right there. Wow.
All right, so now that we've done the initial prep wash, what's important is ideally if you kind of stay on top, if you're going to the track often, if you do this after each track session, the process will be a lot smoother and quicker for you. Essentially what we're doing, we've cleaned all the dirt off with wash mist, and now we're using Tarex. And what Tarex is gonna do is soften the little rubber marks here and start kind of working them down. And I'm not applying a ton of pressure. I like using this more short nap towel, and it basically provides a little bit more bite.
Okay, I gotcha. See, already I'm seeing pieces come right off. Wow. So you can push pretty hard down, right?
Yeah, because that's why it's so important to get it clean first to get all the loose dirt off.
Huge difference, man. Oh my gosh, look at this thing's coming back together again.
Never check. It's like it didn't happen.
Hey, we got Alvaro who's gonna do some pranking around the office. You see his face on that one?
Kevin's Jesus.
So what are you doing there, Alvaro?
We're gonna get David right now.
You get David?
Yeah.
Hey, David. Hey, come here, bro. What the f? Come on, guys.
Oh my god.
What's this? This is shine mist?
Yeah, we use this it's a really good clay lubricant. It provides better lubrication for the clay to slide, whether it's a traditional clay bar or more like the synthetic clay. But it also manages to pull, even though it's more lubricating, it pulls the fallout out of the paint even better.
So how does this compare to an actual clay bar?
So the difference between synthetic clay and a traditional clay bar, this does a better job of pulling traditional industrial fallout out of the paint. And then the regular clay bar does a better job of removing things like paint overspray. See how much area I'm able to cover?
Yeah.
Way faster than a tiny little, clay bar like that.
So how often should you clay a car?
That's dependent on how much you drive and what the life is like. But essentially, if your paint doesn't feel smooth as glass,
Okay.
then it's time to decontaminate the surface. You're basically pulling out brake dust and other environmental contaminants out of the finish.
Yeah. The S-Tech PPF on the McLaren. I mean, whenever I touch it, it's so smooth as butter, man. I can put my hand over the entire thing, especially after spraying like wash mist on it. But this basically gets you closer to that original type of smooth finish, right?
Yeah, and this is essential for any detail or any kind of paint protection film. This is the prep needed.
Up close, you can kind of see the rivets with it, right? Okay,
Yep.
I gotcha.
Yeah, so this one's from Nanoskin. Yeah, all this claying really gets the paint feeling nice and smooth and really starts bringing up the luster. You will see there's just some light like water spotting throughout the surface here. Really not to any of your fault or anything like that. It's just sometimes this happens just from one bad rain and it out in the sun after like a heavy track day. Something like this can happen. So, obviously your new cars that you're bringing into us, we're getting protected on right away, so it's a lot easier to prevent this. But since this had no protectant and the paint on these is kind of porous, you got these water spots. So we're gonna go through and do some protective or corrective polishing and get those out.
Basically, if I touch it now, is there a big difference, you think?
Yeah, so feel right through here now.
Oh my gosh.
Is that nice?
Completely silky smooth again.
Yep.
What the heck? Wow, I should have done this sooner. Oh my gosh! But instantly, I could feel a difference. It felt like the PPF on the McLaren.
Having the PPF and the ceramic coating on top of that slows down the ability for the fallout to accumulate.
Yeah.
So that's why your car feels, you know, so much nicer now. Why this feels like that. And then when I'm done polishing and putting sealant on this, you'll feel even more of a slick feel.
You got him again, man. Is this the third time?
This is the third time.
He won't kick you back, will he? The paint is looking really good. I think the layers of rubber here and there kind of act like a shield almost, if you think about it. But honestly, look at this thing. It looks just like I saw it at the National Corvette Museum when I was picking it up over there in Kentucky. Yeah, Wes, dude, this thing, it doesn't even look like it's been tracked at all.
It's coming back to life, huh?
100%.
There you go. You can feel right here.
Totally different.
What you're feeling is like just the paint. So you'll feel how smooth that is, but it has a little bit of, you can feel like a little bit of a tack to it.
Yeah.
Once we do our final stage of polishing and with sealant, you're gonna feel it super, super slick.
What's the next step?
All right, so we've already been polishing some of this, but our final step here is what we call the Essence Twins. So this is CarPro Essence. This is Essence Plus. Essence is like a medium abrasive that works down really fine. Essence with some SiO2 primer in it. Essence Plus is highly packed with SiO2 protectant. So the two together, through the heating up process, through polishing, I'm adding a ton of gloss through the friction and also through the abrasives. But with the heat, I'm pushing the SiO2 into the pores of the paint. So it's able to bond it better, and you're gonna get a much better protection. On most daily driven cars, you'll see water beading even a year later after application of this.
When we do Iron X, we want Iron X to actually attack embedded iron particles instead of the iron particles that are on the surface.
This is it, all finished and directly just resting in the sunlight. This thing, it looks so good right now. It looks like a brand new car to me, honestly. I don't know how, it's just, the red, the Torch Red makes this car look so good. And I think for our next one, I'm leaning towards Torch Red again. But please let me in the comments down below, what do you think? If we should stay red for our next C8 Corvette. Look how good this car looks. I mean, in the sunlight, I don't see imperfections. It looks so good with the red. It just pops. Elite Finish did a fantastic job pulling off some of the rubber marks and then just cleaning this vehicle up, because the work they do, they are pros. Truth be told, I love this car right here. I mean, the way it comes across, especially on track, it's such a balanced vehicle, and it's just so exciting to drive all the time. Going to OC Cars and Coffee in San Clemente, California, people always gravitate towards the C8 Corvette. There's so many crazy variants in the works, and I want to get completely ready to strike on one. And I think they'll be coming out very soon, because it just makes the most sense to me if you think about it. It's the 2022 model year almost, and all the hype has been built around that. the next car, whatever it's gonna be, we've seen the mules driving around going crazy on the streets, doing on the racetrack, like Willow Springs Raceway. I'm so pumped about it. And just to even imagine, like, what if it did have the same motor out of the C8R that is tuned for the street with a flat plane crank and high revving. Whatever it's gonna be, you know that Chevrolet has some crazy performance just waiting to throw at a road going C8 Corvette. Come on, we're gonna be getting this Corvette Z06, whatever it's gonna be. Now, anyways, though, thanks for watching. If you liked it, make sure to hit that like button for us to help me out. Also, subscribe for much more great content coming your way. And while you do that, hit the notification bell so you're up to date with all the new videos coming out. I'll see all of you in the next episode.